Have you ever promised yourself, like, tomorrow I'm absolutely going to wake up early, only to just smash the snooze button 5 times?
And then you end up rushing through this totally blurry, stressful morning.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Right. I mean, I certainly have. Welcome to today's deep dive, everyone. Today, we are looking at a massive stack of sources.
Yeah, we've got behavioral guides, personal stories, practical daily scripts.
Exactly. All focused on this insanely viral habit of waking up at 5 a.m. And our mission today is well, to completely deconstruct this trend.
Because there's a lot of noise out there.
There really is. We want to look past all the aesthetic social media hype and uncover the psychological reality.
Right, the practical steps.
Yeah, and the true purpose behind actually owning your mornings.
And we should establish right up front that this isn't just about, changing the time on your alarm clock.
It's not?
No, it's really about escaping this modern cycle of overstimulation. It's about reclaiming control over your future.
Which is so needed right now. Because the problem that drives people to even want to change their mornings in the first place
Is that feeling of losing control.
Exactly. Life just feels blurry. Based on our sources, most people experience mornings as this cycle of waking up late, rushing around.
Skipping breakfast, usually.
Right, and then checking their phones for just 5 minutes, only to lose an entire hour scrolling.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
And it leads to feeling constantly busy,
Yeah.
but never actually productive.
Yes. But the sources brought up something really interesting. The most dangerous part of this cycle isn't actually the lost time.
No, the lost time is bad, but the real cost is the psychological damage.
Wait, psychological damage from hitting snooze?
Oh, absolutely. Because every time you hit that snooze button after you promised yourself you'd get up, you are breaking a promise to yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, and it quietly just destroys your self-trust. Your baseline confidence erodes.
That makes so much sense. Hitting the snooze button is it's like signing a contract with yourself at night.
And then immediately tearing it up the moment the sun comes up.
Exactly. But if breaking this promise feels so universally bad, why do our brains fight so incredibly hard to stay in bed?
Well, because the brain is an energy-conserving machine, right?
Okay.
So from a biological standpoint, a warm, safe bed is just the optimal environment for survival.
So it's literally trying to keep us safe.
Exactly. When you try to override that at 5 a.m., your brain interprets the cold room and the darkness as a literal threat.
Which kind of completely destroys the myth that early risers are just naturally motivated, right?
Oh, totally. There's this pervasive myth that it eventually becomes this joyful, natural process.
Right, like they're just born that way.
Yeah, but the reality, and this is clearly documented in the habit tracking logs we reviewed, is that the first week of waking up at 5 a.m. is objectively horrible.
Horrible. They actually use that exact word in the sources.
They do. The room is cold, the bed feels like heaven, and your brain is just begging for sleep.
Which reminds me of that story from the materials, the day 12 phenomenon.
Oh, right. The person who almost quit.
Yeah. So this person was meticulously tracking their progress, and on day 12, they were just hit with pure exhaustion.
The novelty had totally worn off.
Exactly. They were sitting there in the dark asking, what is the actual point of this?
But then they did something really crucial. They didn't go back to bed.
Right. They sat silently with their coffee.
And they realized they had been using the chaos of their normal mornings, the rushing, the scrolling, as a way to run from their own thoughts.
Wow. Okay, let's unpack this. Because if the first week is that miserable, isn't this just unnecessary suffering?
It looks like that on the surface, yeah.
Right. Like, aren't people just torturing themselves for a productivity trend?
Well, the power of the habit is actually in the friction. It's proving to yourself every single morning, I can do hard things.
Ah, so it's building a mental callus.
Exactly. And once your brain believes that, once you establish that discipline, it spreads to everything else.
Like what?
Like studying, going to the gym, or even having difficult conversations. You're lifting weights with your willpower.
But, and I have to push back here, waking up at 5 a.m. really is torture if you don't change your evening habits first, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And this is the trap of social media aesthetics.
Yes. You see these perfect sunrise photos.
The pristine journals, the perfect coffee.
But nobody posts the exhaustion or the loneliness of the struggle.
Right, and the sources are incredibly blunt about this. If you go to sleep at 1 a.m. and wake up at 5 a.m., you aren't disciplined.
You're just exhausted.
Exactly, you are sleep deprived. The true secret actually starts the night before.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because trying to wake up at 5 a.m. without going to bed early is like trying to drive a car on an empty tank of gas just because the car looks good.
That's a great analogy. Gravity's going to win. Good mornings require good nights.
So what does a good night actually look like in the sources?
Well, one source details this very specific routine. It starts with putting the phone completely away at 9:30 p.m.
Which is brutal at first.
It is incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
But then you dim the lights, drink some water, and read a physical book for 20 minutes.
A physical book, not a screen.
Right, so you naturally fall asleep by 10 p.m.
Okay, so let's say we do that. We get the sleep, the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. What exactly are we supposed to do the moment we wake up?
Rule number one, and this
Uh,
is non-negotiable, do not check social media,
Ever.
ever. Scrolling immediately just gives your attention away and distracts the brain.
So what's the alternative?
You put the alarm far away from the bed, so you physically have to stand up.
Okay.
You sit up slowly, take a deep breath, and drink a glass of water to wake up the body.
Because we get dehydrated overnight.
Exactly. Then you immediately open the curtains.
Even if it's dark out.
Yes, because even pre-dawn natural light tells the brain it's morning. Then you just stretch gently.
But if we can't look at our phones, what are we supposed to do with the silence? I mean, does just staring out the window actually make us more productive?
Well, the sources suggest using this fresh, quiet brain time to narrate your life out loud.
Wait, like talking to yourself.
Yes, literally saying, I am making coffee, or I am walking to the kitchen.
That sounds a little crazy.
It does, but it's a fantastic way to practice a new language or just build immediate confidence and ground yourself in the present.
Oh, that makes sense. But I can hear people listening to this and thinking, I wake up at 8 a.m. I can't just jump to 5 tomorrow.
And they shouldn't. That's why the sources feature the story of Alex.
Right, the progressive shifting strategy.
Exactly. You don't have to jump straight to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Alex started by waking up just 30 minutes earlier.
Just 30 minutes.
Yeah, and he used that time just to listen to podcasts. Nothing crazy.
So he just slowly moved from 7:30 to 7 to 6:30.
Until he eventually became a 5 a.m. person. Progress matters so much more than perfection here.
So what does this all mean? If we zoom out, why is this so critical?
Because we live in a massively overstimulated world.
Right, filled with noise, scrolling, constant dopamine hits.
Exactly. Deep focus is incredibly rare today. So those who protect their mornings gain a massive advantage.
Because at 5 a.m., the world just stops shouting at you.
Yes. You can own your mind before the world, and all its notifications tries to steal it.
It sounds like 5 a.m. is just a placeholder then.
It really is. The biggest takeaway from all these materials is that the goal is not the hour of 5 a.m.
The real magic isn't the number on the clock. It's about claiming the first hour of your day for yourself before you give it away to everyone else.
Exactly. It's about intentional living, waking up for something meaningful, whether that's a goal, healing, or just peace.
So if you have no direction, an earlier alarm clock changes nothing.
Right. You'll just be tired. Some people thrive at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., and that is perfectly okay.
Because every morning is just a vote for the person you want to become.
Decided by small, honest decisions when nobody is watching.
That's incredibly powerful. So just to recap our journey today, waking up early isn't about natural motivation.
No, and it's definitely not about aesthetic social media posts.
Right. It's about rebuilding self-trust, going to bed intentionally, making those gradual 30-minute shifts.
And fiercely protecting your focus in a really noisy world.
Exactly. And for you listening, you don't need a massive life overhaul by tomorrow morning.
Not at all. You just need one small promise kept, one small step to stop reacting to life and start building a future.
Which leaves us with one final kind of unmentioned idea to ponder.
Oh, what's that?
Well, if our modern world and the tech companies behind our screens is literally designed to harvest our attention through constant notifications and noise,
Yeah.
could taking absolute uncompromising control of the very first hour of your day actually be the ultimate act of modern rebellion?
Wow. That is a great point.
Something to think about tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
Tomorrow morning, don't tear up the contrast.
Own your morning. We'll catch you on the next one.